Hey everybody, what's up? Kevin here from the My Song Today Rock 2000 to Today YouTube channel, and today we are going to be mixing one thing I absolutely loved when I was a kid with something I absolutely love now. Yes, we're mixing sports and music in a top 10 countdown.
10 seconds to go. Case on a deep drop, steps up in the pocket. He'll fire to the right side, caught by Diggs. Oh, it got loose at the 30, 10, touchdown! Are you kidding me?
Okay, so for this top 10 countdown, we're going to be counting down the top 10 songs used during live sporting events to really get the crowd and the players going. Music amplifies everything, whether it's amplifying every emotion from when you're watching TV to when you're watching movies to sports to any kind of media. It just amplifies the experience, and sports, especially live sports, is no different. So we're going to take a look at the top 10 songs that are played throughout stadiums across the world, particularly mostly the United States though, that really amp up the players and the fans, really brings a lot more energy to the game. Now, one rule I will have here is I will not be including any, college fight songs for the specific schools. So no Minnesota Rouser, no Michigan fight song, nothing of the sort. We're going to go with songs that you hear all the time that you are well known. And let's get on to it. Let's go to number 10. So coming at number 10, I have Eye of the Tiger by Survivor. Yes, the one-hit wonder band Survivor that made the song in 1982 specifically for the Rocky III soundtrack, which propelled the band into stardom. And this song has been used in stadiums since the late 80s. Actually, I'd say mid to early 80s, my bad. So this song is perfect, especially for American football, because when you're looking to kind of get a real drive going, go down the field and you're trying to get something really going, it really kind of gets the fans in, we must survive because we've got the eye of the tiger. We're going to win this game. It still works because it really has that drive, but why it's at number 10 for me is because it's really limited to American football. Not only that, but this song still has a huge 80s vibe to it, to where it just doesn't have the impact that it nearly did back then. So it still belongs on the list, but it's at the low end of the list. So coming at number 9, I have Seven Nation Army by the White Stripes. Now, this is a song that was adopted primarily by the Ohio State Buckeyes football team. So if you ever go to Ohio State game, they're always going to play Seven Nation Army. The real reason why it's on this list, though, is because it has an unmistakable clap and beat and bass line, dun, 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 dun. And you can really get a clap going like dun, 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 dun. Imagine having 90,000 fans just clapping in unison like that. It really does provide a huge spark for a team, and it just has this driving force to it, much like what the Minnesota Vikings do with the Skull Chant, or the Icelandic soccer team does with the exact same thing. Actually originating with Iceland, now the Vikings use it on good graces with the people of Iceland. So why does it belong on this list? Because when you get the fan engagement to really go along and clap with that bass line, it really does create a powerful sound. However, this song only works on fan engagement, and it really doesn't work much else without it. So it requires a lot, and that's not something that I can really make it, higher up on the list. So that's why it's at number 9. At number 8, we have the song Crazy Train by none other than Ozzy Osbourne. You hear this one all the time at any other sporting event. I mean, basketball, football, baseball, hockey, you name it, you can hear it. Especially with the intro with the I, and the and then you get the guitar intro with the you guys know what I'm talking about. It works really well to really amp up the crowd. We use it at Gopher games a lot, to the point where once that guitar solo or the guitar intro, I should say, got going, one of my buddies would be going forward, I'd be going back, and we'd just be going like of course, we like this, but just you get that feeling going, and it really does work with that 80s vibe. Why it works is because that intro just drives and pushes you. It really can amp up the players and both the fans at the exact same time, so it really does well here. Why it's lower on the list, though, is because it really only sticks with the intro that really works for the song. Granted, it's fantastic to really work to get the fans and the players pumped up, but outside of the intro, it doesn't do much. At number 7, I have the song Bodies by Drowning Pool. Now, this one is a fun one for me because this really works well with contact sports like hockey and American football. It has a nu metal sound, it's rough, and it's always talking about putting bodies on the ground, hitting people, let the bodies hit the the floor. So why is it a place on this list? This is all for the players specifically because it can really amp up the players a lot more than the fans due to the fact that, you get the let the bodies hit the floor and you get the hard nu metal sound to it. It just makes you want to run through a brick wall. But why is it coming at 7? It's because of the lack of potential for fan participation really amp it up as well. It doesn't present that much of an opportunity as it could have. I mean, you're gonna have the fans going, let the bodies hit the floor, but it's not gonna give you a whole entire thing like some of these that really have some type of fan participation built into them. That's why Body sits at number 7. At number 6, we have the classic AC/DC song, Hell's Bells. Now, I've seen this used in a variety of different ways. From personal experience with Gopher games, on third downs, we'd use this because you get that, you get the kind of like a little bit going like this, and the whole entire student section doing it. It's a great idea. Plus, going to baseball as well, this was Trevor Hoffman's intro music, the closer who has the second most saves of all time. It was basically his entrance music coming in to close out the game. And why it fits on this, it's because of the intro. You get the bell that gives this, final act, that it's coming to an end and you're going to lose, especially if you're the home team. It really brings up that. And not only that, but you kind of can get some slow clap too, boom, boom, do. So it really does work well here. But why it comes in at 6 is because this one is much more situational to the point where you can't use this a lot during the game. You have to use this at points in the game where you're trying to end something, like end a drive, end an inning, end a game, end a run, something like that. So it's much more situational, which limits its usage. That's why it's at number 6. At number 5, I have the Irish rockers Dropkick Murphys and their song Shipping Up to Boston, which was featured primarily on the movie The Departed. Now, this is unmistakably a song that's built for Boston and for Boston sports with the Red Sox, Bruins, Patriots, and Celtics. But it's used a lot more places. We've used it at Gopher games before. I've known Bucks games that have used it. I've seen other teams that have used it a lot, and it just works. Why does it work though? It's all in the intro. You get that unmistakable, hard sounding Irish music that kind of can get you, going a little bit more, going back and forth. Really provides a lot of vibe, really provides a lot of energy, and I really do like it. But why is it coming at number 5? 2 reasons. 1, lack of fan participation, because you really can't do much outside of maybe some clap, maybe some Irish shit, but you can't really do much to really kind of transfer some energy to the players. Not only that, but it's much more regional as it's really primarily focused on in Boston because it is a Boston song where it doesn't necessarily translate as well over to other places. But you know what? It's still good. At number 4, we have the Metallica classic Enter Sandman, and this one is used all the time. Think about Mariano Rivera, the greatest closer in baseball history, always came in with Enter Sandman, and I mean, everyone was scared of that cut fastball. They lose sleep at night. Maybe except Edgar Martinez. That dude could hit it. Also, take a look at Virginia Tech. This is how they start out their games with Enter Sandman, and it creates one hell of a vibe. So why is this a good choice to have on this list? It's because it's a classic where you can get a driving beat with that drum line, with the bass, where you can easily clap along to it. You get that thunderous clap like I was talking about earlier with Seven Nation Army. And not only that, but it gives a feeling of, finish him, that ending, that you're going down kind of feel. But why does it come in at number 4 and not number 3? Well, the top 3 in this one, they all have some sort of fan participation that really not only pumps up the players, but they could also pump the players themselves. So there's a huge mixture in the top 3. Let's take a look at them. At number 3, we have House of Pain with their song Jump Around. Now, this 1993 classic really came to the forefront of a stadium song that really works out due to the Wisconsin Badgers football team. Now, the reason why that happens is because between the 3rd and 4th quarter of every single game, they play Jump Around, and everyone in the stadium is jumping up and down. You can actually feel it shake. I've been to a couple of Badger games before, and yes, I do agree, you can feel Camp Randall shake, but I don't think it is as good as a shake as I felt at Cruyff Stadium when I was in Amsterdam mid 2019. That was nuts. Now, why does this work? It's because you have a lot of fans jumping up and down. You can get the players to jump up and down as well. It just amps up the crowd, it amps the players, and everyone can participate in it. And it's something simple, just jumping up and down and creating a lot of noise and a lot of seismic energy that can really transfer the players. Why isn't it at number 1 though, or number 2? Because there are 2 songs that do something very similar to it, and I think do it better. Plus, go for hat. I can't have a Badgers song be number 1. Come on, guys, you know that. Okay, coming number 2, I've got Zombie Nation from Kernkraft 400. This is that techno song from the early 2000s that they really didn't have it initially as a sports song. When they did a sports remix to it, it really does work. You get the oh, whoa, oh, oh, whoa, 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 oh, oh. So, again, I've seen this played plenty of times before. We do it a lot of times at Gopher football games. Take a look at the AHL Milwaukee Admirals. That's their goal horn song, and it really does work. So I've been really closely connected with this song at sporting events and what it does since I was a kid. So why does it work? It's because you get a fan chant. They can clap. You can jump up and down. You can do a lot of things with this song that really drives fan participation, and it really does hit hard. The players can get into it as well, and plus, none of that, I could listen to this straight up, and this also does the exact same thing. It just gets you amped up, and I really do like it. So it really works in terms of fan participation and getting players amped up as well. But why isn't it number 1? It's just because this song has been around and been doing it since the early 2000s. There's one that's still doing it, I think more effectively, from way beforehand. So coming number 1, we have the song We Will Rock You by Queen. What else did you expect it was, guys? This song was specifically created by Brian May, the guitarist for Queen, as a song that can really drive fan participation, make them feel like they're actually participating in the concert and making the music with Queen, which of course is a fantastic move.
I want to give the audience a song that they can perform. What's the lyric?
So why is this song number 1? Take a look at what it's done. The lyrics are universally known. The song is universally known. What you do with it, with the is universally known. None of that, but if you have a whole stadium of people doing that, just hearing the boom boom clap is just gonna drive you. Plus, it has the lyrics of, we're gonna take no for an answer, and we're gonna beat you down, and we're not gonna let you get in for our way because we are the champions, and that's our goal. So it really hits hard on everything, and why it stays at number 1 is because it has everything. It has the universality and the recognition that everyone knows it. Everyone knows what to do when it comes on. When everyone's getting going, especially the fans, and you get a whole stadium of people doing it. I've seen it at concerts. I've seen it live. In person as well with, the fans in the stands. It can really drive a lot of emotion, drive a lot of feelings. Plus, if I'm sitting down on the sidelines as a player and I hear it, I'm already amped up as it is. It's We Will Rock You. I think the fact that, some people might be saying, oh, it might be too cliche to put at 1, but right now, what else would you put there? This is the number 1 song. All right, so that's my top 10 list. Thank you for watching the top 10 stadium songs when it comes to sporting events that really drive fan and player emotion. Now, overall, normally I was going to try and keep this rock-oriented, but it just ended up that way, which I'm really happy about, because when you go to stadiums and you go to sporting events, always rock music is the driving force behind it. I mean, we did have a little bit of a blip with Zombie Nation being more techno, but it really, again, does fit with 9 out of 10 really being rock music or metal tracks. So hopefully it keeps up, and hopefully, can still get some fans into it, and maybe we can get some newer songs really fit along with it. But I digress. If you guys like the top 10 list, give me the like. If you dislike, give me the dislike, and put your top 10 lists in the comments below. I want to see them, I want to read them, and I want to see what you think. Also, if you're not subscribed to our YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button. Nope. Hit the one in the corner, and then hit the bell icon to be notified we release videos every single Wednesday. Following that, let's get those out of here. I want you to follow us on all our social media accounts because we've got Facebook. You're going to find out everything you need to know about what's coming up and what's being released on Facebook. You've got Twitter over there as well, where we're going to talk, guys. Instagram, we talk, guys. We ask you questions. We have our IGTV videos, which is a behind-the-scenes look at what we're doing, and our Instagram live streams, which happen every Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Central. Come for an hour, talk with us, talk with me, and we can answer some questions, have a good time. We always do. And follow us on TikTok as well, so let's get those out of here, and let's talk about the Chord Progression Podcast. The Chord Progression Podcast is our very own podcast where we do a lot more deep dive stuff, where we'll go into the concerts we go to. We'll do our full deep dives on new albums that come out. I mean, we'll go in depth on those. Plus, we do fun interviews as well. We've done interviews with Jonathan Norris of Kingdom Collapse. We've done interviews with the girls of Gold, Frankincense, and Myrrh, aka GFM, and I'm hoping to do one with them again before the year's out. We've done one with Ascending from Ashes, Within Temptation, Apollo 03, Total Eclipse. So we've done interviews with these bands, and we've done interviews with you guys as well to talk about music, to really see where everything is going. So I'm pretty happy with that. And it's also a great place to just, get a full deep dive music. You can be on the podcast as well. Make sure you listen on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Play, and here on YouTube, where we're starting to post videos of us actually, or I should say me, talking through the podcast, so you can actually see kind of what's going on as well. Take a look at the Jonathan Norris one, because we've done the interview, but side by side. We're going to be doing more stuff like that. Let's get those out of here. If you're not subscribed to our Amazon Alexa skill, please do that right now. Link in the description below for all this stuff. That way you can listen to the whole song of the day as many times as you want for that day, and you can learn new music, rediscover old music that you forgot about, and just learn new things about new bands and get your day started off right, end your day off right, whatever it might be. Especially when it comes to getting to know new bands, that's where Small Band Saturday comes in. We're going to get a smaller band that's trying to make it big, and we're going to feature them every single Saturday. So you can also find the 30-second previews on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. But you want the full song? Amazon is where it's at. Link in the description below. And I want to thank you guys for watching this video and supporting the My Song You Rock 2000 today. Everything. It means a lot to me. And this is Kevin from the My Song You Rock 2000 Today YouTube channel. Love you guys. Let's see if I got this with a Minnesota hat. Nope, but see y'all.